Right, Shalom. First, I'd like to give all praises unto Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and honors to you brothers out there in the highways and the byways teaching this word in all sincerity and in truth. And what I want to talk about is the demon of doubt. All right, and doubt is a corruption. Doubt is like contracting a virus, and it weakens your system. All right, we can't afford doubt, especially going into the times that we're going into, when it's going to be paramount that we have faith and we trust in the will of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, that's our power. You know, our power is in faith, in our belief in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. The scripture tell you, without faith it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to Yahweh must come to him believing that he is, and he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek after him. And we always have to remember what the Lord said he was going to do for us, concerning our enemies. We have to remember this, you know, concerning our people. All right, sometimes we get frustrated, or I should speak for myself, and if other brothers feel it too, sometimes I get overly frustrated and I see certain things I don't like, and you know, the frustration builds up within me, you know, various things. But a lot of that frustration is a lack of faith. A lot of that frustration, not saying you're not going to get frustrated at times, but when you're overly frustrated, a lot of that frustration is coming from a lack of faith. It's almost like you don't believe that it's going to get fixed. That's why you're so overly frustrated and fretting. You know, you have to remind yourself, look, man, that may be the way it is now, but remember what the Lord promised and how it's gonna be. And that's where faith comes into it, and have no doubt. And that allows you to deal with things a lot better, a lot more balanced, a lot more temperate. You understand what I'm saying? All right. The time's gonna come where we're gonna have to really believe in this doctrine, in this ministry, in Yahweh Shai and his hand over our lives. We're going to have to believe. That's the only way the Lord is going to hear our prayers, man. And we're going to need our prayers to be answered, man. All right. This is 1 Timothy 2:8. I will therefore that men pray everywhere, lifting up holy hands, without wrath and doubting, you know, without doubt, doubting whether the Lord is going to provide you his providence, man. And that's something that even me, myself, I've been lacking on my spiritual walk, is the balance, man. You know, keying in and fine-tuning prayer the right way, and removing doubt, and not always seeking to be rejected, but seeking to be accepted, and accept what the word of the Lord is from there on. Having no doubt. And it's a very difficult thing. You have to work on it. You have to be seasoned in it. You have to be experienced in it. And I'm working on that at the moment. Right? We got to trust that the Lord is in control. All right? In fact, a scripture comes to my mind, and that'll stop you from acting crazy, from getting out of character, from doing things you shouldn't be doing, from being overly, you know, emotional. Trusting in what the Lord say and what the scriptures say. All right, trusting in the doctrine. See, a lot of guys right now, they're trying to poke holes in the doctrine, and if evidently what's going to happen is they're going to have no foundation to fall back upon, because their mind is going to be so filled with doubt. They're going to be confounded and confused because they don't have a solid foundation in faith, in trusting in the Lord. I trust that the Lord has set up a ministry whereby, and if a man follow it, he shall be delivered, man. And I believe and trust that that ministry rests with the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And I'm taking it from there. And I want to get to a destination, man. I'm telling you straight. To be honest with you, I don't envision myself for the rest of eternity arguing with niggas, looking at these niggas. I don't want to, this is not what I want to be doing with myself, to be honest with you. We're just in this situation where this is hell and there's bare bullshit going on, and we got to be vexed all day, every day. And that can't be helped, because look at the situation. You can't escape that. The only way to escape that is to be ignorant. Well, ignorance is death. So we got to deal with that. But then we also have to remember the end goal, where trust in the Lord of where this is going. This isn't the end. What we're in right now isn't the end result of things. This is a transitional period. The end result is the kingdom of heaven, where I can have my own land, my own house. I can have my own wives with my own sons and my own daughters. And I can run things the way I want to run things under the law of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and live in liberty and in peace with my brethren. Peace in my household. Love, harmony, joy. That's what I want to be at. Right now, what do we got? A bunch of strife, confusion. But we do have this ministry which leadeth unto salvation. And you got to follow it, man, in the spirit. And trust that there's a path set before you, man. There is a path. The path does exist. You have to trust the Lord to provide that path. When you always doubt in every step on that path, man, you're going to step off the path and you're going to go another way. And you're going to end up lost. You got to have trust in the Lord. Once you find where the Spirit's at, now trust in it and follow it. This is Psalms 46:10. It says, "Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the heathen. I will be exalted in the earth." So the Lord is going to perform his judgments. All right? The Lord is going to save every single last person on this earth, right, that is supposed to be delivered, will be delivered, and they're going to receive this knowledge. Men, women, and children. None that is supposed to be delivered is going to be destroyed. And none that's supposed to be destroyed is going to be delivered. Because this is the Lord's work. So now we have to trust the Lord and what he's doing. And don't try and force things the way you want it to go, because you feel things ain't moving in the direction you want it to go in, or you think it's everything is going to happen in the spirit. Just trust in the Lord and do what you've been told to do. Play your part so that you can enter into green pastures, man. It's that simple, man. Look, there are my scriptures about trust in the Lord. Let's look up some scriptures, man. There's all kind of scriptures. This is 2 Samuel 22:31. "As for the Most High, his way is perfect." The Lord knows exactly what he's doing. That's why we don't overly fret, because you got Israelites that come up and pervert the gospel. Now, it's our job to rebuke them, and you might feel some form of emotional because they're teaching lies. Obviously, you're going to be vexed by that. But at the same time, we balance and make ourselves temperate to the understanding that their lies isn't going to stop the ministry of Yahweh Shai. The scriptures tell you, the Lord, that if it were possible, they would deceive the very elect, but the elect will not be deceived. So let's say you got a guy out there teaching that the mark of the beast is sin or anything else other than the microchip. Now we rebuke them and we teach the truth, but them teaching that lie isn't going to cause any of the elect to take the chip. But that's why the Lord set us up to teach the truth, so that the elect can come to the right path. They're not going to fuck the whole thing up, because they're not fucking anything up. It's impossible. That's why you got to trust in the Lord and what the scriptures say. All right. And this is all about trust. This is trusting in the Lord, man, and building up that faith, man, that look, man, the Lord's going to do what he said he's going to do. And it ain't always going to go like how you think it's going to go. But it's going to go where it's meant to go. Psalm 7:1. Shigion of David, which he sang unto the Lord concerning the words of Cush the Benjamite. O Lord my God, in thee do I put my trust. Save me from all them that persecute me and deliver me. All right. We got to trust that the Lord is going to deliver us from our enemies, man. Regardless of what the plans and the motives and the actions of the enemy may be. We got to trust in the Lord, even unto death. And that's the ultimate trust. The ultimate trust is to die. Because your eyes ain't never seen death. You ain't seen what is beyond the darkness. That's where you got to trust in the Lord, man. And follow it. If that path leads through death into life, then you got to take that path. Without doubt. And trust in what the scriptures say. See, it all goes back into trusting what the Lord has planned. Sticking to the script. Alright? And you got guys out there that's basically, I don't know what their motivations are, but they're set up to push out that confusion and that doubt, you know, and rattle brothers' spirits up right before the end. But, you know, like I said, it's my duty to exhort and to edify the brethren, and the elect are going to be edified and exhorted, and they ain't going to fall by the wiles of these devils, man. All right, and they Psalms 9 and 10, and they that know thy name will put their trust in thee, for thou, O Lord, thou Lord hast not forsaken them that seek thee. Like, you got the whole thing with the Israelite foreigners. Now we know that there are Israelites scattered among the other nations that look like the other nations. Now a guy might come up and say he's an Israelite and he believes. Now it could be that he don't believe and he's lying and he's an agent. That's where I put trust in the Lord, because guess what? You ain't going to lie and fake your way onto the chariots, man. The Lord is going to root you out, and that's where the oversight is. That's when you have to not trust in the flesh, but you got to trust in the Lord, because no one can't go around what the Lord said. So let's say you got an Edomite and he said, "Oh, I'm an Israelite," and that don't mean he's going to be delivered. You might even try and fool me, but you ain't going to fool the Most High. That's why you trust in the Most High. And the Lord always reveals things to his men. And that goes back into trust as well. That's why niggas get put out, man, one way or another, because the Spirit of the Lord ultimately is watching over his flock. But that goes back into trust. And that's why a lot of these guys don't want to accept Israelites that don't look like so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native American Indians, because they don't trust that the Lord is in control, and the Lord is the one ultimately that brings people into this truth. The Lord is the one that seals men. It's ultimately all the Lord's doing. We don't really pick and choose, man. Like the women that's going to be delivered, they've already been selected by the Lord. The men that are going to be delivered have already been selected. The children that have been going to be delivered have already been selected. It's just got to play out down here on earth. So we ain't really got to worry about that. We just got to do our job, which is principally to teach the word and to move in the spirit. And the Lord might use us to do a certain thing, whatever our station is. And that's it. Your job might be to physically kick a guy out the camp. But really, it was the Lord. Let the Lord do the work. Trust in him. All right. Now you get kicked out of a camp. You get kicked out of GreatMillStone. What should you do from that point on? Go back to the scriptures. Trust in the Lord. Whatever it is that you did wrong, repent. Pray to the Lord to that the path that you stay on a righteous path, that you correct your steps and teach the truth. Do what you're supposed to be doing. Trust in the Lord. Say, look, man, I know I'm being kicked out. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to be destroyed. It just means that, man, I've obviously been doing something really wrong. So I got to make a correction. Don't you believe? in the Lord? Don't you believe in forgiveness? Don't you believe in mercy? Now it's time for you to seek that mercy and trust in the Lord. It's not time to get emotional and scoff and rewrite the scriptures and you know. Come on, man. Remember why it is you coming into this truth, man. You want to be delivered. You want to get to the other side. That's all we want, man. Just want to get to the other side, man. With the Lord, man. You know what I'm saying? So that man can chill, can live in liberty, man. Just be happy, man. See good things, speak good things, hear good things. Right now on this side, it's just like, oh my, it's just disgusting every day. Like nigger women, blah, 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 this. It's like, fuck. You know, you just want to hear some good news, man. You know what I'm saying? Like something good someone did, man. This place is so filled with evil, it almost overshadows the good things that happen, man. Which really, all the good things that are happening is really just the end of this place. That's the only thing you could be like happy about when you hear like this place is going down, man. There's some bombs dropping. World War III is gonna start. Like, please, just fucking drop a missile or something. Just want to get out of here, man. This place needs to be dissolved. You know what I'm saying? But we trust in the Lord that this is what's gonna happen. So we just gotta play our part, play our position, and it might be a small position. That doesn't change the fact the Lord is gonna reward you. So just do your part. Don't try and do too much. Do what you're meant to be doing. Don't do too much. Don't do too little. Do what you're supposed to do. Psalms 11:1. In the Lord put I my trust. How say ye to my soul, flee as a bird to your mountain? All right, we got to put our trust in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua and his word and his ministry and his guidance in these last days, which leadeth unto salvation, man. It's out there. It's here. All right? And it's not a bunch of reprobate renegades with a catalog of errors, man. Oh, man. Psalms 18:2. The Lord is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer, my God, my strength, in whom I will trust, my buckler and the horn of my salvation and my high tower. All right? Psalms 18:30. Oh, no, we read that in Psalms. Psalms 20:7. Some trust in chariots, and some in horses, which are carnal things. But we will remember the name of the Lord our God. And this is the ultimate thing for us to learn and to do in this truth. This is the ultimate testimony. And sometimes being obedient is a test of your trust in the Lord. Don't you understand this? Sometimes you might be rebuked and you ain't even done nothing wrong. You literally actually haven't done anything wrong. It's something you did not do, but you're being rebuked for it. Now, at that moment in time, you might get put in a position where you got to eat it. Now, you got to remember, the Lord is in control of everything. Could it be that the Lord is testing you at that moment, whether you're going to hold your integrity and then trust in the Lord that he's going to sort it out? Trust in the Lord that what really matters is your salvation at the end of the day, and not that someone thought you did something that you didn't do. Just say Salakia, and whatever they thought you did that you didn't do, don't do it. And just keep trusting in the Lord and moving forward. And sometimes that's hard to do because you lose sight of what really matters. So you get cursed out by the apostles for doing something. Maybe you didn't do it. They're still the apostles. The Spirit of the Lord is still dealing with them. For whatever reason, they might have got that one thing wrong for your sake, that you can learn obedience. Just do it, man. Just chill. Doesn't mean they're not men of the Lord. If your camp leader might accuse you of something or do something, okay. Trust in the Lord, man. And you know, you'll find that in the end, it all works out for the good for all of us. All right, because things happen. We're in the flesh. We're down here. But that doesn't mean you get out of the spirit, man. That doesn't mean you fall away from the trust in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, man. All right? This is about trusting in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua and building that trust, building that faith, man. And sometimes that means taking an L, taking the low and just trusting in the Lord to work things out for you. Sometimes it means just doing stuff and trusting in the path that the Lord set before you, man. And not always being fearful and scared of things. Or not always bucking up. Alright? Sometimes you're going to be in the right and you got to take the wrong. Sometimes you're in the wrong, you think you're right. Trust in the Lord that He's working for you to reveal it unto you. Pray to the Lord that He reveal your error. And so that you can cleanse your way. It's not always about being right, and it's not always about appearing to be right. That's why I don't really go out of the way to defend myself sometimes. Guys, scoffers accuse me of something, I might address it once, and that's it. I'm not here to prove to no man that I'm righteous, because at the end of the day, that's not going to get me delivered. You understand what I'm saying? That's vanity, man. So if a guy want to accuse me of something and then he want to run with that and tell everybody, you know what I do? I'll keep teaching the word, and peradventure, whoever's meant to listen to me will listen, because I know what I'm teaching is the truth. If they don't want to listen because of what that guy said about me, I trust in the Lord that if that person's of the elect, they will hear it from someone else. Whatever the case may be, I just got to keep doing what I got to do. And this is just real talk, man. These are real issues that we have to deal with, man. These are real issues that we have to deal with, man. Being able to trust in the Lord, man. If you are in Great Millstone, you're here because you believe that the Spirit of the Lord rests with Great Millstone and He's guiding His church. And now it's time for you to put your money where your mouth is. Now it's time for you to trust in the Lord and what He's doing, and don't act crazy. Psalms 31:1. In Thee, O Lord, do I put my trust. Let me never be ashamed. Deliver me in Thy righteousness. All right, Psalms 31:6. I have hated them that regard lying vanities, but I trust in the Lord. All right. Psalms 34:22. The Lord redeemeth the soul of His servants. Do you really believe that? And if that's the case, then just serve the Lord. And sometimes that means a topic might come up. If it's above your pay grade, or if sometimes you might see yourself getting emotional about a topic. I don't like to teach out of emotion. If I feel like in my spirit that there's a possibility that I'm being emotional, I won't speak on the topic. Whether I'm right or wrong, I won't speak on it. Why? Because I don't want to risk that my emotion cause me to go off. So you know what I'll do? I'll let the Spirit allow another brother to speak on it, and then I'll speak on something else. Lord, the Spirit will come to me with another topic, and that's it. Right? The main thing for me is that I don't go off, man. And I'm very responsible with this ministry, because I know myself and I know how I am as a person. And I know what triggers me sometimes emotionally and these things. And I don't want that emotion to cause me to go off. But at the same time, I trust that the Lord's will and the Lord's work will be done. So sometimes you just let it go, and then you find another brother address the topic, and it's beautiful. Well done. You know what I'm saying? And that's the Spirit working, and that's the trust you have to have. All right? The Lord's going to address everything, man. We just have to ride this train, man, and learn to be obedient, learn to trust in the Lord. Have some integrity. All right. Build up the spiritual aspects, because we're all lacking in various. Listen, man. None of us ain't Yahweh Shai yet. None of us on this earth are Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai was perfect, man. Does that mean that we're not walking in the Spirit, and we're not yet, of course, beginning with the apostles and elders. But we're all still on a learning curve. We're all still gaining experience until such a time as we get to the stature of Yahweh Shai. That's in Ephesians the 4th chapter. So while you're busy trying to, like, a lot of guys are looking at the apostles and elders, and listen, nigga, you better work on the millions of faults you got more than them, because the elders and apostles have been on this road for longer than you. The things you're battling against, they've already overcome them things and are on to other deeper battles. And you're still down here, but then you trying to judge the apostles on one point and this point. And you a nigga that your general trust in the Lord is like 10% of theirs. And the Lord's like, look, man, I'm trying to get you to build your trust in me. And you're too busy trying to rebuke the apostles or act like an asshole for no fucking reason, man. Do you want to be delivered or what? Me, I gotta work on myself, because I ain't shit, man. And at the end of the day, man, the way I look at myself sometimes, man, I shake my head. And that's scary. That spurs me to move on, man. I speak to a lot of brothers, man, and you know, the brothers I'm close with, and I speak to them, I look at them brothers like, man, them are some great brothers, man. I gotta be more like them. That's what I'm thinking about, man. Look, man, I'm trying to make it, man, and you should be too. So sometimes you gotta focus on yourself and focus on what the Lord has given you to do, and let the rest of everything else take care of itself, man. It sounds, you know, a bit, but you can't be a busybody in this truth. And that's kind of like what I'm trying to say too. Trust in the Lord. That's why there's apostles and elders and camp leaders, and the Lord's got other men out there that can do the job. You ain't got to try and do everything. You're trying to do everything. You're trying to be the CEO of Israel. You know, fucking review all the breakdowns and correct everything in your mind. But your ass ain't even got enough faith to do the smallest of things, man. You're still praying and doubting. You don't even know how to pray right. Your prayer ain't even up to scratch. But you trying to lead Israel, like all Israel. Just concentrate on the little things that look little and small. That's the thing about the truth. I know I'm just speaking in the spirit, man. There's things that we overlook that to us is like, yeah, you know, yeah, trust in the Lord. Yeah, I got it. Bro, it's simple, but it's so profound and deep. And I know this to be a fact because for years I have neglected prayer. And I was like, you know, the Lord has sorted it out, but I've not actually prayed about it. Now, how the hell am I gonna call that faith? Oh, the Lord's gonna sort it out. But the Lord told me to pray about it. So I'm not being obedient to what the channels the Lord said to do. Something so simple and easy, and it's not like I wasn't told. And I had to be told time and time and time again till finally my dumb ass got it. So who the hell am I? And I'm still working on it. I'm still trying to work on building up. I'd rather be able to just be fully functional and 100% on the level of prayer and faith than be some don in Israel. I'd rather that than to be the guy to I'm the great. No, man, I just want to get the basics and the simplicities of Yahweh Shai right, man. And it is simple things that we overlook, and that's what when most of these guys go off. Don't you always find it's the simple and basic scriptures that they go off on in terms of their behavior? Because they overlook these things. These things, these simple milk scriptures that we learn get overlooked a lot of the time. All right. But back to the scripture. That's why we got, like I said, these scriptures on trusting in the Lord. You can see how much it's spoken of in the scriptures. Have we meditated on what that really means, what that entails, and how to build that? And like I said, part of that is being obedient to our apostles and elders, man. Even if you feel a certain way, all right, but be obedient. Keep your integrity. Trust in the Lord. He'll fix it. Psalms 34:22. And pray. The Lord redeemeth the soul of his servants, and none of them that trust in him shall be desolate. Do you believe that? Because sometimes we fear to be desolate, but we forget that as long as we trust in him, we won't be desolate. So we got to build that trust. Building that trust is the answer to that fear. Psalms 37:3. Trust in the Lord and do good. So shalt thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed. All right. Psalms 37:5. I mean, there's plenty of work to be done out here, man. You see, like me, that's why there's certain topics I teach on a lot. And if I see that it's edifying to brothers, I'll keep teaching on that topic, man. I don't have to teach every topic there is. We wear a body. So I find what I'm good at and I stick to it. You know what I mean? That's it, man. Like I said, man. I just want to get out of here, bro. Psalms 37:40. And the Lord shall help them and deliver them, and shall deliver them from the wicked and save them, because they trust in him. All right. Psalms 40:3. And he hath put a new song in my mouth, even praise unto our God. Many shall see it and fear, and shall trust in the Lord. Psalm 64:10. The righteous shall be glad in the Lord. And sometimes I find myself going into like I'm just affected by this place too much sometimes, man. I'm just fucking depressed and shit, man. But you know what, man? I got to remember and focus on the fact that the Lord is going to deliver me, man. He's going to deliver us, man. Judgment shall return unto righteousness. And be glad that the Lord prepared a way, that we have a lively hope. And that goes into trusting in the Lord, man, to keep me energized, to keep me on top. All these things are things that, we need to be working on. Cause we're going to need it in the time to come, because the time is short, man, and we got to be ready. Ephesians the 6th chapter, we got to put on that whole armor. That's not I might have to do a video just on that. That's a real thing we got to do. Psalm 71. We can't neglect the edification of ourselves, man. Psalm 71:1. In thee, O Lord, do I put my trust. Let me never be put to confusion. All right. And all these guys that are, every breakdown's wrong now, that's because they're in a state of confusion and chaos. Psalms 73:28. But it is good for me to draw near to the Most High. I have put my trust in the Lord God, that I may declare all thy works. Psalm 91:2. I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress. My God, in him will I trust. So you see all over the scriptures, man. All right. I mean, Psalms 115 is all about, obviously we can see quite clearly their trust in the Lord. He is our help and their shield, is their help and their shield. All right. Psalms 118. It is better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in man. So we don't put confidence in men, but guess what? We understand that the Lord works with men. So we trust that the Lord's going to use men to do his will. You see? See, guys are read that. See, you ain't supposed to put confidence in men. I'm not putting confidence in men. I'm putting confidence in the Spirit of the Lord and the men that Spirit is working through. There's a difference. It is better to put trust in the Lord than to put confidence in princes. All right, so I trust that the Lord is going to guide this ministry, this body, and this body is made up of men, principally. in the skeleton, in the root, in the head. Psalms 125:1. They that trust in the Lord shall be as Mount Zion, which cannot be removed, but abideth forever. That's a beautiful one. Psalms 141:8. But mine eyes are unto thee, O God the Lord. In thee is my trust. Leave not my soul destitute. All right. And there's so many other scriptures, man. We could be here all day, man. But I just wanted to read them scriptures, man. I wanted to speak about, the trusting in the Lord, man, and how we got to build that trust, man. And you see a lot of the reasons a lot of these guys are bugging out is because they just don't trust in the Lord, and they have these simple things, man, they neglect. And if you're not careful, when your spirit is it's a battle out here. You're in the heat of battle, and if you're not careful in the heat, if you lose your form, it's like boxing. They say when a guy gets mentally tired or he's hurt, he loses his technical ability. But a top level boxer always keeps that technical form all the way through the fight, even when they're tired. Some boxers, as soon as they start getting tired, they start losing their technical form, and then the opponent picks holes in them. Whereas some boxers, even when they're tired, can be technically sound, or they don't get lazy-minded. Some guys get lazy-minded and they lose their technical form. It's the same thing in this truth. Our technical form is the foundational principal things that we're meant to be building on in this truth. Faith, trust in the Lord. These things are, these things, the word, these things are principle in this fight, man. And the whole time in this truth, man, your flesh and everything is gonna be twisted and turned, and your spirit's gonna be in turmoil a lot of times in this truth. And that's when you need to home in and focus in on these little things that seem little and simple, but they're the things that's gonna bring you through. Because you might get yourself into a situation and where you should have just be still and go back to a simple thing that and trust in the Lord, and it will lead you on the right path. Instead, you forget the simple things, you don't apply the trust of the Lord, and you end up doing something crazy and stupid that takes you off the path. And there's plenty of examples of that. Sometimes you have to chill, relax, take a step back, and remember what it is that you're part of, and where you're in, and what you believe in, and what your faith and your lively hope is, and then move on from there. All right. Anyway, man, that's what I wanted to say, man. This thing is real, okay? This is not a fucking act, man. This is real life, and you gotta understand that we're not like these fucking preachers out there. We're real men, and we all face the same trials and tribulations in this flesh. And none of us ain't finished that walk. We're all going through it. And it's real. And you got to treat it like it's real and deal with it, man. All right? This is real. This is not an act. All right? We're really trying to be delivered out here, man. We're really in this thing. The truth is real. And you got to treat it like it's real and act like it's real and deal with it, man. And be honest with yourself and honest with your brethren. Be honest, man. Be meek. Be humble. That's what it means to be humble. Not ego tripping and puffing yourself up and be blinded to your own shortcomings. You have to address your own shortcomings and realize when you're being weak. Realize when you're being emotional. Me personally, I get emotional a lot, Certain things I get emotional about. And I realize that. And I can't afford to act stupid in regards to them emotions, man. So I just, take a step back, stick to the scriptures, and move forward. So with that, I'm going to say shalom.